Now we wait. And there it is! Greetings everyone, I am Dr. J, and I know this is not my normal time to stream Pillars of Eternity. Normally I'd do it, well, yesterday, on Saturday evening, well, Saturday night, to be more accurate. But circumstances were weird this week. So first, I was indisposed for much of Friday, which meant streaming with my brother wasn't an option. And then my Saturday evening was taken up pretty much entirety to where I'm working on 6 hours of sleep today. So I haven't really been very productive. I've mostly just spent my time lazing about, catching up on things, playing video games. And I figured, you know what? What better way to end a lazy Sunday by just going into Pillars of Eternity and having a grand old time. I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with this game, so I want to keep going at its solid clip. So my thinking is, let's see the matters over here.
Sure.
Now, a few different things that I need to see to while I'm here. Well, a few different things anyway. Let's see, are we getting a decent frame rate? Yeah, it looks it. It's being a little slow because I made the mistake of starting to render something in the background, so I'm hoping that the stream will be stable, but it looks like we're fine for now. So I know that there's a camp of slavers that we need to see to. Oh wow.
You gotta see this.
What's this? Tattered map. That was a quest item. This yellowed piece of parchment shows a rough drawing of a cluster of trees, but little else. They could be anywhere in the White March. Based on that, my best guess would probably be... Not sure where that would lead me to. The Woodcutter's Grove would probably be the most sensible thing. Although, actually, I got a location discovered related to the Russet Wood Crater. Actually, to be fair, I need to go to the Woodcutter's camp anyway for other business, so... Maybe it's over there? Anything interesting over this way? Yeah, it seems like the frame rate is taking a bit of a hit. Okay, I'm gonna kill what I'm rendering for now then. Abort. Set that to run overnight. Let me just open up the specific thing so I don't forget, and that should suffice. There we go. Much better, much better. Now we all tap. Now we minimize that so I can keep an eye on OBS and the stream window. Alright, we're good. I'm good now. So, given that image, I suspect that what we're looking for is, well, I'm not sure where exactly it is. Guess we'll find out before too long. It's him, Harmkey. I remember that weak chin and those knobbly knees. She stops, staring motionless at the figures among the trees. You'd best to get a handle on her, Eleanor. His eyes fly wide in alarm.
How goes?
The elven man emerges into the clearing and freezes, staring at the devil of Karak. For an elf, he's tall and rangy, with a weather-beaten face beneath stringy, greasy hair. The others with him turn, glaring and gaping at the bronze golem.
Auroch's Shadow, what's that wicked thing doing here?
Why are you so nervous?
It's a killer! Look, we don't want no trouble, just trying to do our work.
Beads of sweat have formed on his forehead despite the chilly air.
We'd be much obliged if you'd leave us be. And take that thing with you.
He looks at the devil with a mixture of terror and loathing. Enough! What do you see, Eleanor? Is that the man who torched us? The devil sways on her feet, her whole body moving around the axes of her ankles. Though she's talking to you, her attention, a concentrated spear of essence, is focused on Harmkey. He steps away from you, but your awareness reaches through his trembling skin, and the evil resistance of his fear. You see memories. Snow-shrouded forest, partitioned by fallen pines and firs, gauge measured by the steady swing of your axe. There are other moments, too. Recollections that flare up like a heart's welcoming fire. There are children, spry and lanky like you, but still full of the rowdy energy of youth. Together you scatter winter-bloom petals on a grave. You reach deeper into Harmkey's soul. Years roll back. A torch in your left hand bathes your face and shoulder in heat. All around you are other men and women holding other torches, and the mountain air is acrid with the stench of smoke and sweat. Rage billows off of the others. It's been a fervor in your blood for days now, exhausting you and invigorating you in equal measure. You're at the edge of that town. Cold morn. It's hours yet before dawn, but the commotion has started to awaken the village. Candlelight ignites behind frost-crusted windows, and haunted faces peer out at you through the glass. You begin to doubt yourself. Just then a door slams. A villager comes racing through the streets, kicking up snow. With his stark white face and pale hair, he looks almost like a ghost. The line of torchbearers ripple as he gets closer. He picks up speed, but nobody moves toward him. You imagine him breaking through the row, shattering your ranks like the bad dream that brought you all here. You imagine waking up in your bed, the heat from your torch nothing more than the warmth of your wife sleeping next to you. Instead, the villager reaches the row of torchbearers a stone's throw away from you. A woman advances from the line and buries her dagger in his neck. The rest of your fellows shout. Rage, memory, and bloodthirsty triumph boil up in you. You all came with a purpose. You came to bring justice to the traitors of Cold Morn. The next few hours are painted in colors more vivid than life. You put your torch to anything that stands and your sword to anyone who runs. It is as if Mogren herself whispers in your ears and guides your hand. Exhaustion has almost cooled your rage when you spy a house at the edge of town, one of the only buildings that hasn't already burned. It's flanked by knotty spruce trees, and the door is painted yellow. Yellow, the bloom of sunrise, the hue of your son's hair, the color of cowardice. Just then, someone barrels into you from behind. It's a man, someone you remember from the journey to Cold Morn, though you can't recall his name. He snarls at you, mad with indiscriminate rage, and it occurs to you that he's mistaken you for one of the villagers. You smash the window and hurl your torch inside. The other man is turned away. You think you hear a child shriek within the house, but it's impossible to tell above the roar of the riot. Armke shivers as you pull away from his memory. His eyes are wide with guilt and fear. Spit it out, Alinar! What did you see? Her feet are rooted in the snow, but her limbs jerk and jangle. It's not that simple. Don't give me that greasy horse shit. You looked into the squalid dregs of his soul. Tell me what you saw! She steps toward you, strangely clumsy. Her patterns streak and flare across her body. The snow melts around her feet. Even if it was under duress, he still did it. That's the truth. She stares at Armke. You hear only a whirring mechanism in her throat, but Armke leans closer.
What did you say?
His mouth quivers. What did it feel like? The torch in your hand, the blade you carried. What did they feel like? A wild, inhuman scream echoes out of the bizarre machinery of her throat. It drops Armke and his companions to their knees, where they cry out in terror. Gears squeal and crank as she rushes at him. Okay. We'll likely make short work of him given the circumstances, but just be on the safe side. Yep, as expected.
I'll teach you a lesson!
I really need to decide who I'm shooting at.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're happy. I'm not sure if that was the right call, but it's done.
Zawa is ready.
Yeah?
Right here. Almost 15 years I've been looking for him.
She stares ahead as you approach, the ink-black marbles of her eyes fixed on some distant point. Her essence swells and swirls in the throes of contemplation.
All that fretting and wondering. And the deed's over in less time than it takes to tell.
How do you feel now? She says nothing at first, and you hear only the dull clicking of something in her chest.
I killed a lot of folk in my time. Felt their blood slick in my hands, smelled their flesh as it burned.
She holds her hands in front of herself as they twitch and spasm.
And I always used to imagine what it would be like to have Harmka under my knife, feeling his breath come hot and fast, smelling the fear ooze out of him.
And?
Couldn't feel a thing. His fading pulse weren't no more than a powder of rain to me.
She shrugs, letting her arms clatter to her sides. What do you mean?
This body, it weren't made for feeling. Gouging my fingers into Harmka's wasting flesh, his screams just buzzing in my skull.
She flexes and unflexes her fingers in a few lightning-quick motions.
All it did was remind me.
Of what?
That this is a madman's fever dream. Like a prison, but no, because in a prison, you lay your head down and you feel the straw soft beneath you. Your flesh prickling in the cold, black bread crumbling on your tongue.
She turns her arms in front of her, examining the scroll work on the back of her hands with horror and wonder. You're right. It sounds awful.
I still dream I'm folk. I wake up some mornings wondering why I can't feel the floor beneath me, thinking I must have fallen and gone crippled. But then I lift my head, see a bronze corpse stretching out in front of me.
She lowers her head. A tremor runs through her. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
It's not pity I want, it's a choice.
She draws back from you.
I dream too of what Galvino did that night. Those moments. I'd endure another cold morn if it'd spare me this fate.
She rubs her hands together, tracing her even joints with her fingertips. What happened exactly?
It was after I got caught in Stalwart. They'd locked me in a little house by the inn, the old mayor and his cronies.
Her head dips as she remembers.
When a crowd of them came for me in the dark of night, I was only surprised it had taken them so long.
She hesitates.
Only they didn't march me to no gallows. No, they snuck me to another house on the edge of town, real sneaky-like. That's where I met Galvino.
Galvino was living in Stalwarts at the time?
True enough. This was before the locals gave him the boot. Still weren't a popular fellow, though. He was fiddling with some machinery in his workshop. Had his sleeves rolled up, even though it was cold enough to see your breath. Never actually looked at me until he started fitting some copper helmet over my head. By that time, the mayor's goons had me trussed up good and tight. Galvino was having himself a grand time barking orders at that lot.
What did the mayor have to do with this?
He'd agreed to hand me over to Galvino for an experiment.
She waves her hands at the word, metal flashing.
Claimed it was a fair punishment, but the townfolk weren't too pleased at being denied their stone pitching.
She crosses her arms, nodding.
Didn't help that they heard the jangle of copper in that deal. In the end, that's what sent Galvino and the old mayor packing.
I see.
So while Galvino's fastening that helmet over my head and them copper bands around my arms, I'm starting to look at his contraption. And that's when I see it.
Her black eyes are fixed on some indefinable point. Her essence dims.
It's this metal suit strapped into the machine just like me. A cold, dead-eyed thing, all done up with fancy carvings and such.
She shivers, her joints chittering. This was the suit you inhabit now, you mean?
The one.
Her voice buzzes from her head, cold and distant.
I start asking Galvino and the rest of them what's going on, but they're too busy to answer. Then suddenly, they're waiting, staring at me with that fixed, horrified look. But they ain't watching me. They're watching for something to happen.
Her eyes flicker, rolling and scraping behind her face.
Galvino tells the woman nearest the machine to flip the handle. And then, just pain. Being torn apart every which way, feeling my soul peeled from my body.
Her limbs twitch and shudder. She pauses, waiting for her body to fall still.
By the time I came to, I couldn't feel a thing. Just this dull, distant sort of ache.
I heard the old man cackling and chattering. When I saw him looming over me, looking down at me with hungry eyes, I tried to scream, tried to swing at him.
I think that was when I knew.
How could anyone put another person through something so terrible?
I reckon I'm the wrong person for that sort of question. But if it cools your conscience, Galvino didn't get off easy. The rest of Stalwart didn't take kindly to having a killer in their midst, nor to seeing their mayor and the ornery Valians strike a secret deal. They drove Galvino out, destroyed a fortune in machinery, and wrote a letter to the Academy in Salona, ruining what was left of his name. Still, he's lucky he didn't get a pelting. The old mayor fled too, and Stalwart's been as snug and cheery as ever.
Now that we've dealt with Harmka, why have you stuck around?
You're better company than Galvino.
She says it in an offhand, teasing fashion, but she looks away from you, fidgeting with a rivet.
Been a while since I were out in the world. Guess I'm keen on seeing more of it. Even if I'm stuck with a bleeding heart. Anyways, I've been wondering about that fortress.
She looks away again, flexing her wrist joint. You're acting unusually coy. She's quiet, fixated on her squeaking joint.
Near everyone thinks it'll have just the thing they need.
She ticks a list off on her clicking fingers.
Those villagers wanted to fix up their brook downtown. Galvino always thought it carried some great secret of Animanson. And all them adventurers came looking for fancy gear.
What were you hoping to find?
I don't know. Something to help me feel. Or forget. Effigy's eyes, maybe just something new.
The tips of her metal fingers clack together.
I just figured, with those dwarves being expert smiths and all, maybe they had something to unmake me. Put me back into my body.
Perhaps we'll find something yet.
You really think so, huh? Well, ain't like you to blast hot air.
That's all. Alright. It's done. I don't know if that was necessarily the right call, given the circumstances, but either way. Wait, what's... Oh. Right. Cheat codes. That's what that comes up with. That is the usual key to click for that, isn't it? So, I guess first things first. Didn't find any other suitable candidate for Durgan's battery, though, is the problem. That's what has me nervous. Because I don't like the idea of, even if that woman has very little lease on life, I imagine it would be such a culture shock that, no, that would not be a good idea. Ooh, that makes a blast. Oh, not that it matters. Am I truly willing to do that? The problem is that I don't have any other leads. And I'm not willing to look, well, am I willing?
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Am I really willing to do this? Problem is, I don't have much of a choice if I want in Durgan's battery, but...
Does everyone else see that kraken?
What? You worry me. Actually, wait, wasn't there somebody else in there that I needed to deal with? No, looks like we're good.
So, you're back. Not what? Did I spill something?
Well, I guess for now. Anything important I need to worry about here? Ah, cool. The thing I sent someone off on. Alright. The hunt for Nidhens remains proved difficult, as the Glanfathans lied incessantly to cover for those who were responsible. And Orlin Brushalgwin helped Kana sort the truth out, eventually recovering every part of the dead murderer's body. Though the Glanfathans were more than willing to lie about what they had done, none of them turned violent when Kana and the Brushalgwin confronted them. And Enamfath ordered the Brushalgwin to bury the body in a new location that was less well-traveled than the paths near Salab and Rulag. Upon returning to Cad Nua, Kana realized that the Amenfath had never asked for Nidden's ring finger to be returned. +3 Constitution? Wow, that is... Whoa. That's powerful. That's really powerful. Alright then, given the circumstances, I guess what we'll do is we'll head over in this direction. See if there's anything over in Longwatch Falls. Worst case scenario, I might be able to find what I'm looking for there. Because that helmet's... I know if it's somewhere in the region, probably associated with the Part 1 White March content, so I can probably find it relatively... I can probably find it before the Part 2 stuff begins. But, just as a reminder to myself... Alright, quest items. Examine. In between some rocks and some trees. Wonder what that would be. Doesn't look like anything that's in this area, though. Apart from maybe... Huh. Didn't realize I'd missed something. Unless that's a bug from previous. Yeah, I think I remember there being a bug left, or something to that effect. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's anything to do with this. Okay, in that case, we'll just use an autosave to go back. Problem is, I don't have any other leads. You know what's great? I am. Because I'm trying to think of who else could be awakened. Actually. Huh.
Sure.
Actually, looking over this, I might be able to make it work anyway. Alright. Well, I don't have any other leads. Who's this? Okay, so someone that I had overlooked at the end is another possibility. Alright. Well, let's see what this one
Got
says.
to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Awaken, Zenova, and remember your battle in the feast hall. A tremor passes through Tana's face, and then her rumpled skin goes slack. After a racking cough, she blinks like someone slowly coming to consciousness.
That name. It carries memories of death, war, fury, the taste of blood. What do you want with it?
Her eyes have grown unusually clear. A true warrior was buried beneath. It would explain the dead bodies all around her. I need to enter Durgan's battery.
What trickery is this, stranger? You think a Pargrin would so easily betray her own people?
Her hands clench and unclench around an imaginary weapon. Zenova's essence stirs with the same battle-readied fury you sensed in her memory from Durgan's battery. She is dangerous. Beneath Zenova, Tana's overwhelmed consciousness struggles. You'd never betray Durgan's battery. Your loyalty is plain to see.
You speak like one who knows me.
Her fury abates, and confusion seeps into its place. You test its contours for purchase.
Then you're not one of Zoltan's visiting merchants, or Exandru's foreign zealots. You're one of us.
Even as Zenova speaks through the old woman, you feel Tana's conscience recover and steady itself. I know the door with the let's see. I know the door with a relief depicting an ample and a crenellated wall. Sound familiar? Her eyes fly wide, and she recites something enchanting rhythm. Hammers of Durgan ring loud, may the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abaddon's faithful travail by the forge, and the fires that brighten the ore. She takes a deep breath and her eyelids droop. Inside the old woman's body, the personalities and member of Zenova and Tana vie for dominance. Tana is beginning to surface, but Zenova is stronger still, her rage and panic temporarily diminished. You perceive both pieces of the soul as something fluid and malleable, if only for a moment. She lets out a great sigh, expelling the rage and trauma of her past life like so much vapor. But when she looks back up with you, Her eyes are bright with new energy.
Did I nod off? My, but I had the strangest dream.
She shakes her head and dusts her hands on her trousers.
So much work to be done. Pardon me, but I'd better check on those miners. At the rate they're going, it'll be another year before they clear that blazing shaft.
Well, I guess that was... Huh. That was surprisingly simple. Should have just jumped on it last time I was here. Either way, we have what we're here for. Or we have what we came for. Now, let's head back to Durgan's battery. We'll go report our findings to... what we need. Well, we'll go report on the side quest related to the fishermen. Oh yeah, because I prepared that before leaving.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah. Wonder what all we're gonna find in there. I'm almost worried about what happens when I open it. I get the feeling that the lead and key have already either found a way inside, or worse. This looks like the place. It is here at Durgan's battery. Alright. Let's make a quick save before anything else. Pretty sure there aren't any bounties over here, so all I have to worry about are the slavers. Alright, quick save. Oh, alright, so there's the... Alright, so there's him. This looks like it'd be the place, but let's see it.
I'll keep an eye out.
Hello? Now what might this be? Grimoire. Whoa. There's a lot of really powerful spells in here. Learn them all. Noxious Burst. Ooh. Useful. Freeze damage. AoE. Useful. Dimensional Shift. Switches the location of the caster and an ally. Ooh. Now that's interesting. Another wizard spell. Let's see. Alright, so consistent raw damage. That could be useful. It's not many... Alright, and then Wall of Force. Useful. Call to Slumber. Ooh, knocking someone unconscious? Well, as a way to interrupt spells, that might not be a bad option. Blast of Frost. Now what's this? Oh wow, substantial freeze damage. Alright, now Freezing Pillar. A foe AoE, nice. Not as powerful as the other stuff, but it is only a foe AoE. Arcane Reflection. Field of arcane energy around the cast. Cool. Kane's Chaotic Orb. And then, oh wow, that's a Killing Bolt. Oh geez, that looks powerful.
Easy does it.
And that looked like it would be the place. Where in the heck? Oh well. Either way, let's go ahead and report our findings. We can figure out how to deal with that slaver subplot later. I really want to see what's in Durgan's battery tonight. Been tap dancing around the edge of that for way too long. Let's go say hello to him.
The devil has not scorched you yet, eh? Perfetto.
I have news about Grinda.
Yes? Does the sniveling cur hide in his home? Or has he been exiled to a place even more frigid and foul?
He claps his hands together in excitement. I learned that he murdered his sister.
Diverus! The man is even more of a wretch than I thought!
His face glows with macabre delight.
What of him now? Surely the villagers string him up with his own fishing line.
When he saw what I was up to, he attacked. I had to kill him.
I would have preferred that he did not escape his ignominy so quickly. Still, I am grateful for your help. I will open a good wine tonight. As for you, take this.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that takes care of that. Let's head it. Alright, now comes the fun part. Heading straight. Oh, what's this? Ymiran legend holds that Saint Iphon created a miraculous knot that the faithless could not untie. A daring burglary recently cleaned out the myriad precious relics in the Smith's Hall of Ymyrgl. Where each treasure once stood, a string was tied, each leading back to an intricate knot in the center of the temple. The burglar left a tantalizing clue in the form of a written prayer to Saint Iphon, but the riddle has stumped the locals. Desperate to recover the artifact, the priests have reached out to mercenaries and adventurers for help. Let's send you. Feel like that'll lead to something interesting. You have something to say? This ought to be interesting.
My thoughts wander often to the lost builders of this fortress we seek. They were erased from the world. I wonder, was it meant to be so?
Maybe there are still traces of them.
After 2 centuries, I would not hold out hope. All things fade, and always sooner than we wish.
Yeah?
Even so, we're working towards something. Just a matter of what.
Sure.
All right. Heading into Durgan's Battery. This should be interesting. Still, surprised we didn't find those slavers. Maybe that was just something. Maybe what we encountered was something entirely unrelated. Possible. Actually, that's probably. Actually, now that I think of it, it probably is entirely unrelated. Yeah, I think it is entirely unrelated. I was just lucky that the Devil of Karak saw it. Lucky me, because now Aloth has all sorts of new toys. Actually, now that I have that, I should check his grimoire. See what I can have him learn and have prepared. Let's see. I'm not too happy with that, so we'll go with this. Yeah, that should work. And then Chain Lightning. Yeah, I think Arcane Reflection will be more hilarious, so we'll go with that. Wait, discovered something? Where would that be? Something along the path, maybe? Or am I going crazy? Or was that just... Oh geez, Lagufath. I hadn't anticipated getting into another fight. Oh. Alright, Chain Lightning the bastards. Oh geez, I just realized how low health we are now. Alright, now you're down.
Lava will be on me!
There we go. Get him. Yeah, I'm thinking if I want a solid team, I might need to bring Durance back. Well, we'll try running without him for a while. See what we can make work. If I need to bring him back, if I need to head back to Cadnoa in order to be sure that I've got him as a healer, I can do that. For now, though, let's see what we find. Though the wind and the ice have pried long, jagged cracks in the wall, the door feels solid and as cold as a glacier. Alrighty. Hammers of Durgan ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Ooh. As you do, a single ringing tone whistles through the air. Your hand buzzes and vibrates like struck metal. When you look back at the relief, the panels on either side of the wall and anvil have come together. Ogres and warriors of all races gather for battle. Their shapes and silhouettes formed by flaring, whirled heat patterns. The tiny figures move and dance, animated by the flicker and blaze of an unseen fire. Slides easily with the slightest pressure from your fingers. You guide it up and over the anvil of relief where it clicks into place. Beneath it is a deep cavity. It's shaped like a dragon's gaping jaw. Aviden's faithful travail by the forge and the fires that brighten the ore. Warm air gusts from the open mouth, tingling your cold, numb face. The heat billowing from the mouth prevents you from getting too close, but the rim of the cavity and the tiny teeth surrounding it are blackened with soot. You accidentally inhale some of the vapor. It's odorless, but it leaves you lightheaded. You also notice that the dragon's tongue is a fire striker. It's hinged and attacked to a chunk of flint. Yeah, let's try lighting it. Fire catches the warm vapor with a billowing whoosh. The dragon's eyes are alight, and flames lick at the edge of its mouth. A few seconds later, the panel is sliding away from you, as two enormous doors swing open into a grand hall. Watcher at the breach. There's the Steam achievement.
Hey there.
For the first time in a long time, Durgan's battery is open. In we go. You sense the presence of one of the other pieces of Garot's helm nearby?
Sure.
Keeping an eye out.
It feels even colder in here. Something isn't right. Let's slowly slink forward then. This statue of Abaddon is modeled and tarnished, but each bolt and rivet appears crafted with meticulous detail.
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
We earned this. Durgan's steel has lined our halls in gold. Your vanity dishonors Abaddon and cheapens us all.
These weapons are ours. Or have you two forgotten how to hold a sword?
Did anyone else see talking spirits?
Oh, I saw them.
Step lightly.
Spirit running into that room. Oh, this is gonna make things interesting.
Got it done.
I don't know where my character's going, but step forward.
Get out! Out!
Scroll of Hailstone. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. What are those? Battery shield wall. Some vessels.
Show 'em how it's done!
Alright, how do monks operate? So let's see. They've got a few. So they've got a per rest ability. Inflicts enough raw damage on himself or herself to gain a wound. Interesting. Well, something likes AoE. Let me guess, these two are casting AoE nonsense at us? Okay, then what we'll do is we'll bring out the lightning storm. Let's see.
Rip!
There we go. The brief stun, if nothing else, should help keep him in line. Alright, just for fun.
Mow.
What are you doing? Get in there. I just realized I haven't upgraded Adair's equipment in a while. Slap him about.
Yeah?
There we go. Well, I'm able to fight properly, it's just taking a while.
Let's see what we got.
Well, it's just not as secure without Durance here. A letter to Zoltan. Having a cloak, well, having this and nothing else, that'll be amusing. Esteemed Coinmaster Zoltan, I wrote to you in anger and bafflement. Have I not been a faithful customer to you? Have I not been fair in my dealings? Yet after all of our business together, your people turned me away like some filthy beggar. I arrived at the battery a fortnight ago, frost in my beard and not a morsel in my belly. Barely had I unhitched the horses when your Commandant Alexandru came to meet me. The priest told me that I would be made welcome, while my profane business would not. In short, I would have to leave at first light, my wagons empty. Certain that this was but a negotiating tactic, I told Alexandru that I would of course see him compensated along with you. He left in a huff, and when I presented myself at the door, it was Commandant Maroon, your arms warden, who met me. She told me to leave at once, that she wouldn't have my cold, coin-grubbing hands tarnishing Durgan's steel. Now, I appreciate forceful bargaining as much as any man of coin, but I was cold, hungry, and put off by her vehemence, so I showed her the letter you had sent inviting me to examine your latest stock of Durgan's steel. Commandant Maroon drove a rapier through the letter and sliced it in two. She then warned me that her blade, a fine weapon indeed, would be the last I ever laid eyes on if it I didn't hide back down to the mountain at once. Never have I endured such humiliation and expense only to return empty-handed. I do not understand what has passed between you and your associates, but I urge you to take charge. I fear the other commandants will be your undoing. Indeed, that all of Durgan's battery, if you do not deal with them swiftly and decisively.
Easy does it.
Sounds
We
like
gotta see this.
seems like a traditional power corrupt story. At least that's the impression I'm getting. Tables, shields, and collapsed stones have been piled up to form an impassable barricade. Aloth? Fireball. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Why are we all dead? I did quick save, right? What, was there another... Yeah, it looks like I did. Wait, that looks like an earlier quick save. Well, crap. Am I gonna have to do that fight over again? Oh. I'm gonna have to do that first fight over again? I mean, now that I know what I'm dealing with, I can be better prepared for it, but that's what it looks like. Ugh. That's annoying. Weird. I mean, ice blights are to be expected, but I wouldn't expect vessels. Okay. Alright, even if I've taken substantial damage from all that. Alright, so Adair has them pretty well occupied. I just need to blast the remainder. Oh yeah, I need to set your auto attack to aggressive. Wow, I'm taking a lot of hits today. There we go.
Yeah?
There we go. Now that that's been seen to again.
Laying low.
So I should probably assume that that other one is a trap as well. Yep.
Hey there.
Alright. Aloth? Fireball.
Yes?
As before. Okay, you've taken way too many hits. Second wind, now. Man, Devil went down fast too. Okay, and then we will blast away. Excellent. Greater Ice Blights. Maybe that's where the annoying part is coming in. There we go. Easily dealt with. Now that we're not wandering into traps. Alright. Devil of Karak.
Right here.
Hey there.
You failed to disarm it as well? Oh boy.
Hey.
Adair. Yeah, that must have
there.
been what did all that damage then.
Laying low.
Death Ring, man. And that was just a graze?
Ain't that special?
Good.
Hey there.
At least we were able to disarm that one. More hostiles that way.
We've got to survive, by any means necessary.
We'll have blood in these halls before long.
Makes you wonder what drove them to this point. Was it just a matter of the corruption of power, or something else? Hard to tell sometimes. Alright. Maybe there'll be something. Maybe there'll be something interesting in this war room? Okay, why are you moving to this state? Oh.
Damn you both! My generation built this keep to honor Abidan, not to further your greed and ambition.
We're Pergrunin. Our forefathers explored and conquered, but you've stuck us in this frigid hall.
Paved with gold and marble! I won't allow us to abandon our legacy for your delusions!
No, you'll peddle it away to line your pockets. How much have you made selling our steel, Zoltan?
Again with your lies. You think I don't hear you turning the others against me? These walls echo, and... Enough! I'll send the Forge Guardians on both of you if that's what it takes.
And now I'm having problems with a bunch of drop frames with OBS. Great, that's what I... Okay, well... Alright, it seems to have stabilized, but still. Okay. Records of production. This ought to be interesting. This ought to be interesting indeed. I treat this as a quick item. What kind of silliness I can eventually see with it. You think you glimpse flickers of movement in this tarnished clouded mirror. Ah, fine archives. Now well, let's take a look at what these records have to say. Here is a current accounting of this month's production. 20 long swords, 15 axes, 12 hammers, 7 maces, 2 flails, 7 full suits of armor for Forge Guardians, 3 additional suits of armor. If the Commandant's remark on production rates, kindly remind them that we received 3 different work orders from them. Vassal, Master Smith of Durgan's Battery. The notes in another hand is written at the bottom of the page. What does Exandru need with so many Forge Guardians? Keep an eye on him. Oh, that's gonna
see
have
what I can find.
Interesting repercussions. Can already tell. Battery Siren. Aloth. Fireball. Get him. You've taken a lot of hits all of a sudden. Alright, keep zapping him.
I'll teach you a lesson!
Paralyzed.
I have something
Alright, Adair, get back in there. This Wraith over so we can deal with them more expediently. Oh, nice.
Let's have it!
That's not very helpful.
Down they go. Shimmering cloak. Something else. Case can go in there. A bill of sale. You unroll the scroll and see an inventory of weapons and armor, swords, shields, breastplates, and helms. All are listed as sold to a Lucan of Dunreed. The bill is signed by Commandant Zoltan, Coinmaster of Durgan's Battery. Dunreed? As in Dunreed Row?
Sure.
Most of these crates and barrels are empty, and several are overturned. It looks as if they were cleared out in a hurry.
He's a traitor to the Battery.
Who is?
Good thing I'm freshly greased. If you say so. That'll do.
Encased within a thick sheet of ice, this dwarven corpse has been remarkably preserved, though his features are obscured by the frost. Clutched in the dwarf's hands is a large, cloth-wrapped bundle, perhaps a pack. Flames flow over the surface of the ice, which swiftly begins to melt away. In time, enough ice falls away that you are able to reach the satchel. The contents of the satchel are largely unharmed. You find a handful of stamped coins, some papers, and a scroll, along with a heavy iron key. Further searching uncovers nothing else. Rolled parchment. I wonder if that rolled parchment might have any... Ah, here we are. Maroon's getting suspicious. I've got her sniffing after Zoltan for the time being, but she'll keep an eye on me. I had the lads put the last shipment in with the coal, in a cart across the tracks. I'm counting on you to make sure it gets topside. You don't mind getting your hands dirty, right? Gregor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a very clear picture as to what happened down here. Seems that there just ended up being so much suspicion, distrust, and everything else that eventually they ended up just tearing each other apart.
If you say so. Got it done.
Oh man, I'm gonna have so much to investigate when I get the chance.
Laying low.
A stairway up? Let's go see what's over this way first, before I go any further in either direction. Oh! We appear to have gotten ourselves into some trouble. Let's see how long we've got before I'm... Yep, already down. As expected, to be fair, but still. Alright, let's rest.
Keeping an eye out.
Huh.
Let's see what we got.
How long before the commandants come to blows?
Did you see the look in Maroon's eye? Alexandro had better watch his back.
So, yeah. The suspicion of each other just drove each other... I don't know if insane is the right word, but definitely led to enough dispersions and distrust that it eventually just tore them to shreds. They ended up tearing each other to shreds. Tragic fate, it seems like. Sweep them. Ah, bestiary progress. Cool. These are the in full of walloping. Yes, we know. Wallop. How are you on the ground? There we go. Gauntlets of what's that, melee? That's supposed to do it.
Sure.
Exceptional saber. Interesting. What do these do? Plus 10% melee damage. That seems useful.
Nice and quiet.
here?
Zoltan's the only one with sense. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool.
That cheat sold our steel and kept the coin himself.
Maroon? She won't rest until our corpses decorate the halls.
Traitors! Cowards!
Now who's that voice? As you approach the doorway, a wave of essence ripples through the air. The ancient stones grind and groan around you, and a woman's voice echoes from the hall.
Stop right there. You must be some merchant come to speak with Zoltan.
There's a pause in which the woman's wrathful essence gathers like a storm cloud on the other side of the door. The entire room creaks from the pressure of her presence. Who's Zoltan? Another door?
Our illustrious coin master may let you plunder our armory, but I've got other ideas for dealing with your lot.
Her voice is sharp and loud, like the slamming of a door. As her words echo in the chamber, the ghosts start to startle and flinch, glancing about in agitation.
Turn and go before I show you how an arms warden deals with trespassers.
A group called the Leaden Key is seeking something here. The ghost stirs, looking around and shivering. Their eyes widen and glow as they light on you, as if they're noticing you for the first time. Just as quickly they gaze away and seem to forget you once more. But now they seem alert, wary.
Whoever you're searching for, I haven't seen them. And none get past me. Leave our halls. Go back to whatever land you hail from.
A draft moans through the bottom of the door. Your halls are full of corpses. I need to know how you died.
You waste your breath on hollow threats.
There's a hiss, a grating noise, and the click of something sliding into place on the other side of the door.
I'll have you carved by Durgan's steel, wretch. Then we'll see what the other commandants have to say.
The ghosts turn their head and lock eyes with you, shrieking and howling. Well, lovely. Why is Aloth getting hit by one of them?
That's not helpful.
Sure.
Laying low.
As expected.
Got it done.
Alright, so that leads down. Got another way that leads up. This is gonna make things interesting. This is gonna make things very interesting.
She'll bring these walls down around us.
Oh man, I'm just gonna be hearing these voices whisper throughout the halls. For pretty much my entire time I'm here, aren't I? Well, either way, I'll see how it works out.
Does everyone else see that Stelgar in the undersized breeches?
Excuse me? An upper section of the side of the tower has crumbled, blocking access within. Cannons. Interesting. Alright, so that's why they could get away with putting this here. Alright, so it looks like the path that I unlocked is the true path I need to follow down. This is gonna be interesting to watch unfold. Alright, let's go further in. Actually, wait, did I... Ooh,
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
I almost missed this.
He'll regret this.
Oh, look at here.
Durgan Iron. Oh! Another piece of the helm. As it has twice before, your vision blurs and fades to black. When it returns, you find yourself on your knees, a shattered sword in your hand and a broken, battered helm in front of you. Your helm. You can feel blood pouring down one side of your face, and you know for certain that you will never see out of your left eye again. Arrayed around you in a circle are other warriors, some from your tribe, the rest from an enemy tribe. They watch the combat in silence. You're going to die, old man. Your opponent is brash, but young and strong. You still think single combat was a good idea? You do. Last winter's famine took a heavy toll on your tribe, and your warriors were in no shape to fend off an all-out attack from its enemies. Single combat was your tribe's only hope, but not if you lose. Once again, the world stops, the memories trail awaiting your guidance. You force yourself to your feet and toss away your broken blade. Summoning the last reserves of your energy, you charge your opponent. He's ready for you. His blade bites deep into your side, a mortal blow. He laughs, but the last laugh is yours. You are older and you are slower, but you're still strong. You seize the young warrior's head, and with a roar of triumph, snap his neck and drop his corpse into the mud. You remain standing, sheer willpower keeping you up, until you're certain that you're the undisputed winner of the combat. It's not until the last of the enemy warriors have left your village that you allow yourself to collapse. The last thing you ever remember is the hands of your people reaching out to catch you. Yes, it's all coming back. My sister, my reign, the end. Oh! Garud looks at his own spectral form with a sad surprise in his eyes, watching it begin to fade. But I've only just seen it! There's been so little time to know what to make of it all. Farewell, Garud. The wheel has no patience, it seems. I entrust my helm to your care. You find Garud's helm in your hands, whole and unbroken. Farewell, my friend. +3 might. Oh, wow. Retaliation? Ooh. Useful. So who would it make sense to put that on? I think it makes sense to put it on you.
Hey there.
Laying low.
Oh? Ymir and Alright. In Ymirgal, a grieving mother met with priests of Abaddon to discuss the mystery of who had stolen the Smith's Hall artifacts, and for what purpose. During the investigation, a quirky priest of Whale lent his group his bizarre form of help. Answers to the thief's riddle posed as different riddles. After tracking down each stolen artifact through a series of additional clues, grieving mother and the priest of Abaddon realized that the priest of Whale was the thief. Very pleased with himself, he had no objection to being captured, and sent to the Earl of Ymir for punishment. When grieving mother left the priests of Abaddon, who were still trying to determine the point of the thief. Hyphen's Cradle. Ooh. Artificial effects suspended. I'm gonna have so much fun sifting through all this. Do it.
The devil went down!
Zawa is ready.
Well, that was punishing. Ooh, that looks like a powerful shield. Grab it. And a fine hunting bow. Don't have to worry about that. Unless I want... Actually, I should give you a ranged weapon of some kind. What are you proficient in? Oh, hunting bow, actually. So perfect. Let's go into the stash and find you that bow. Item type. There we go. Just in case we need you in the back. Now what about this shield? Bradger's Barricade. This heater shield bears the Black Wolf of the Bradger line, as well as the personal sigil of the shield's last bearer, Mekrin Hen Badgrad. A renowned fighter, Mekrin had a reputation for practicality and ingenuity, and in his hands his shield was as much a weapon as his blade. Mekrin had a particular fondness for taking on spellcasters, for his shield could reflect his foes' own arrows or spells against them, and a blow to the face from the barricade was usually enough to put an end to further casting. While their Ungrotter cousins went on to rule the Coldwater region, the Brodgrotters did not survive the War of Defiance. Mechrun himself perished in the Battle of Defiance Bay, and his shield passed into the hands of a series of noble masters before slipping from common recollection. Oh, interesting. How does it compare to this? Well, compare it to your current shield. I feel like this would make more sense on me. Let me compare it with my shield. I lose a little bit of accuracy. But, well, I don't know. Not sure that's the wise. I'm not sure it's the wisest move to give to me. I'll hold on to it just in case, but I'll have to mull over.
Hey there.
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
I'll have to mull over that. For now, then, let us descend further below. Pillar of Holy Fire hits for that much. It's gonna be a while before I can withstand something like that. Well, in general combat. Still, it was guarding something pretty useful.
I'll take a peek.
White Forge. Wow, this is a big area.
We can't hold him off!
Fall back!
Heat ripples and rises from great covered hallways below you. Something heavy broke through the railing and gouged a chunk out of the bridge. Oh look. Friends. Get your bow.
Right here.
Aloth. Fireball. Oh jeez! That was... Okay, fall back. Disengage.
Will not be held for long.
Alright, knock him away. And while they're knocked away, hell, I'm held again. Unfortunately, I don't have a way of keeping myself alive, so that's good. Oh wow, that's pathetic damage. I'm gonna go to the quick save. Now that I know that there's gonna be those... Oh, it's an autosave? Oh wow, it has been a while since I've quick saved. Holy crap. I am not doing well when it comes to quick saving. Surely I would know better by now, but apparently not. So, now that I know that sticking Aloth out to throw Fireball around isn't necessarily the smartest move. What would be the smartest move? Having a dare? Stick his neck out, maybe? He's probably our tankiest dude, so...
We can't hold him off!
Fall back!
Alrighty. So, let's retreat before we get shot to pieces. Alright, now that we're here, I'll activate that, and then we rush. Since they've surrounded us like this, we'll just have to focus our efforts like this. Now that we've done it like this, it should be easier for us to manage this. Okay, it looks like they ran around to give us grief this way. Okay, rush up. Now get back in there. We need to keep them from tearing us to shreds with arrows. Okay, and then... What are you doing? Get in there.
I'll teach them. I shall deal with you.
And then... Let's see. No, that's more for if you get surrounded. Fire this. That should cause some trouble. What are you doing? Slash this one.
Let's have it.
Ah, that dare's paralyzed. And now I'm on the ground. Great. Okay, we need to shred these guys. Alright, those two are down. What are you doing? Alright, at this point we just need to run as hard as we can until they all fall over.
I'm stuck over here.
I noticed. All of us are stuck in case you haven't noticed. Okay, battery siren is all that's left.
are in for a walloping. Ulu's kinda stuck over. These ones are in for a wallop.
Well, at least they finally broke out. Let's see what this pro rest ability does. Ooh.
Lead the way.
Huh. Alright, so it dares down again. Okay, this is starting to get really annoying. When you get a chance, put up Arcane Reflection.
I wasn't made to feel this way.
Alright, we need to just blast this guy.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Good lord, this stupid siren is just gonna be the death of all of us. This is really frustrating.
It's like old times.
Hi.
Damage can you take? Alright, that does something. Keep doing. Do that again.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Okay, do it again. Do it again. Oh my gosh, that doesn't seem to even be.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Okay, now we're finally chipping away.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Immune? That's cool. Fire this again then.
That's not very helpful.
Oh, thank God.
Hey there.
That was a lot more work than I was expecting. A lot more work than I was expecting.
Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half.
Sure.
Every bone in this skeleton has been snapped in 2 or more places.
They're coming! To the mines!
If you say so.
Yeah, do it.
That'll do.
But who's they? So did the dwarves of Durgan's Battery just kill each other? Whoa. Those are biggins. Let's see if we can take them anyway. Well, actually, as long as I hang back and just cast spells, we might be okay. Me, disengage, bring out the big guns. And now, Actually, is this faux AoE? It's faux AoE. Good. Let's try this. Let's see what kind of experiments we can do.
Here's to a fresh start.
That looks like it'll be interesting. And then... Well, looks like we're about to... Well... Looks like this is pretty much over for us, so... Well, looks like... Yeah. With where the Devil of Karak is, it looks like we're pretty much at the end of our line. So... Let's just have some fun! How did you get poisoned? Well, whatever the case may be. And then... If we're just AoE, that might be fine. Well, we can always just zap them until they fall over. Alright, that's one down. Can you compel them to sleep? Nice. Let's see how powerful this is. Doesn't seem to have much of an effect. Either that or it wasn't a very noticeable effect. Alright, that one's down.
I'll teach you a lesson! Mm-hmm.
Whew. This is a map of the mines, but various tunnels and choke points have been marked off with arrows and dexes. It looks like a hasty battle plan. A stone dial. And that was a quest item. Let's take a look. This thick circle of dark stone is intricately engraved with various strange symbols. A small stone protrusion rises from the center to the outer edge, pointing outward.
Hey there.
Not a sound.
A freezing draft filters through the collapsed wall. It looks as if something broke through from the outside. Epic supplies. And more Durgan iron. Well, I guess we need to camp anyway. Do it. These scrolls catalog quantities of ore and minerals taken from the mines.
Ain't that special?
Sigil of the sword. Carvings on one side of this stone disc depict the sword. On its back, 3 protrusions poke out from its expertly polished surface. Another quest item.
Yeah?
Let's see what we got.
Interesting. Glad I brought you along. So the dwarves were running in this direction. So I wonder what they were running to. Or from. Doesn't seem like I can go that way. So it looks like this just loops back this way.
If you say so. That'll do.
Traces of spiritual power.
Keeping an eye out.
Shattered skeletons lie prostrate before the shrine. Swords and helms have been laid at the feet of this statue. So I guess the mines were over this way then. Where they collapsed in on themselves.
I'll take a peek.
Or were collapsed by some.
Losing ground!
What is all this? Oh, this ought to be good. Oh, that's lovely.
Hey there.
Them come to. Oh crap, that's not good. Alright. As usual, get up with it, gun.
If it works.
Alright, let's see how these battery sirens do when we're throwing all our weight behind them. Ah, God, this paralysis is really starting to get annoying. Can I sleep him? Alright, that should buy me some time.
That's not very helpful.
I wasn't made to bend this way.
Show him how it's done!
Alright, that way we've got all three of us surrounding one. How are you not dead yet? And these battery sirens are tearing us to shreds.
What could have broken through this?
That's not.
Down I go. Can you at least take one out before dying?
Tell me.
Why won't you die?
Kinda stuck.
These battery sirens are the worst.
Be on seat. These ones are in for a walloping.
Are you gonna hit him or what?
How may I help?
I'll hit it. Whatever it is. Eve, sheep, don't care. You know what I care? Killing. So kill already.
Be on seat.
Oh, I hate these things. This is starting to get really annoying. Probably call it here soon. The wall has been smashed into great jagged shards. Skeletons lie crushed beneath enormous stone slabs.
Sure.
Let's see what we got.
Only a few bones protrude from the rubble. They've been broken like twigs. What was attempting to detect us? Another pathway into what looks to be a mine shaft. Something burns beneath you. You can't see what.
Out of my way!
Heat from the level below prickles your skin. Huh. Looks like we could meander this way.
Don't look back!
Keep running!
What were you running to or from? Oh, this looks stable. Frost ooze. Oh, this isn't.
Yeah?
Today in things I did not expect to see. Alright, I got knocked over. people
very helpful.
petrified. How'd that happen?
Yeah? I'll teach you a
Down you go. Are you trying to encourage me to camp more?
Sure.
More Durgan iron. Well, I'm not ready to rest just yet.
A hopeless battle was waged in Durgan's battery. They seemed to know that their deaths had come, yet many fought on.
Even now they continue to fight on.
Their bravery was not enough in the end. They might have made great Alpazka warriors, if only they had been born to Khan.
Well.
Yeah?
Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half.
Well, unfortunately we don't live in those times. But what exactly drove them to this point?
Take a peek.
Was it external or internal? Any of these bones have been grounded to grit. Ugh.
Sure.
What drew them this direction? That's over in this direction then.
Hold them off! Move!
Hubbardson's gears. They're coming!
Sigil of the Helm. That looks like a dead end. I get the feeling that I'm gonna need a fair number of it. Well, I'm gonna need all these sigils. The iron and copper deposits are spattered with blood. Oh, missile barrage. Bitter spirits are pretty easy to take out. I would deal with them quickly and efficiently. And then we deal with the ones that continue to wander. Oh dear. And now we're surrounded and engaged by everybody. Chain lightning. Get out the usual big gun.
Ah, thank more than raw!
Alright. Do that again. Alright, that got rid of this bitter spirits by the looks of it, or at least being useful. Excellent. It's amazing what happens when you actually use proper spell work.
Hey there.
I'll keep an eye out.
So, what were they guarding? Nothing too interesting. Rocks choked the tunnel mouth as if caved in, or as purposely collapsed some time ago. Probably purposely collapsed, honestly.
We're outnumbered!
An empty minecart sits at the mouth of this tunnel, waiting to be loaded up with ore. Despite the conditions of some of the surrounding tunnels, this cart and the tracks beyond appear to be intact. There is a lever at the base of the tracks. The cart is empty, if dusty and patchy with rust, and large enough that a group of kit might fit inside, uncomfortably. Not yet.
I'll take a peek.
Let's make sure we've thoroughly explored before we go down that way.
Listen, you hear that?
What did I just pick up? Yeah, any number of these. A letter to Zoltan. Alright, we've gone through that. Well, I could use the quick load to find out. Where's that quick save? Oh yeah, my quick save's right before then. Okay, I can just use that then. That'll make things easier, even if I have to wait a little bit for it to load in. And I say that as it takes a while.
Sure.
We're outnumbered!
So just this over here.
Listen, you hear that?
Ah, Erasmer's letter. Something was hastily scrawled across this page. It reads, Loru, we're trapped here, but I take heart in knowing you're safe below. When this ends, take whatever you can carry and leave for Fort Bonepigger at once. Take our nephew if you can. It's not safe here. Keep this with you. Your love, Erasmer. The other side looks like a poem, but it's obscured with dirt.
Hey there.
The iron and copper deposits are spattered with blood. Oh, lovely.
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
Are you always freshly greased? Yeah, well. That's...
Are we safe here?
No.
Quiet.
Easily dealt with.
Good thing I'm freshly greased.
What is that, girdle? Of Aoten Constitution. Ooh, +3 con. I might want that. Yeah, I want that. That's mine.
Yeah?
Hurry! We can hide here!
They're going to come for us here, and...
Skeleton's ribcage has been smashed into fragments. The dwarf's remains lie on the floor, covered in dirt and swathed in cobwebs. Essence drifts nearby, hanging in the stale air like dust motes. It takes a little additional effort, but you manage to gather the floating essence to you. You work your way into it, and suddenly find yourself immersed in the soul's memory. The shock hits you with an almost physical force. Your heart hammers within your chest. Other Pergrunen run past you, retreating or attacking. It's gotten hard to tell. You're running along a dark tunnel, pushing your overtaxed body as fast as it will go. Your heart pounds harder with each step. Concussive thumps echo above you. Each one seems to resound in your heaving chest. You pass the mines and reach the main hall. It's packed full of shouting, shoving, panicking dwarves. Even if you could reach the door at the other end without getting trampled or beaten to death first, something in the fever of the crowd tells you it's already locked. The tunnel behind you rings with screams. You add another dial for the door to the forge below, but it's locked in the workshop, on the other side of the barricade. The sound of the battle grows closer. You race to the mines, ignoring the building pressure in your chest. You scurry deeper into the mines, losing track of your path. The tunnels seem to close around you. You stumble and fall. You try to pull yourself up, but your arm is dull with pain. Even though you've stopped, you can't quite catch your breath. For the first time, you notice a squeezing agony in your chest. Darkness gathers around you. You pull back from the memory, hoping for air. A key glints in the dirt next to the corpse's femur. As you examine it, the nearby spirit grows restless, growling and fidgeting. You push the bones aside and grab the key. As you do, you hear screams of horror and fury. The dead of Durgan's battery converge on you, their unnatural teeth and claws bared. Ah, hell. One of these? think we can fight this. Not as we are. Oh man. I haven't even been, well, actually I've been going for a while. I am working on very little sleep, so I'm kind of surprised at how cogent I've been able to be up to this point. Should definitely call it pretty soon, though.
Hey there.
Are we set?
Show him how it...
Hurry! We can hide here!
They're going to come for us here, and...
So, if I'm gonna do that, I need to be ready for things to go. I need to be ready for complete and utter chaos. I think in that case, what we'll do is we'll explore a little more around here.
Stop them!
Keeping an eye out.
Explore a little more. Yeah, so should we do this? There we go. Well, at least I know where to go for that. I'm not ready to fight him yet. Let's first go over here. You know what, we may as well check out this. Well, no, let's not check out that way just yet. We'll be doubling back this way, I suspect, anyway.
Call the Forge Guardians!
For the battery!
Oh dear, that's a lot. I don't think I'm ready for this either. We'll see.
Then rock!
Boom. Let's just keep hitting him with AoE insanity until they fall over, right? Just keep hitting them. More AoE, more AoE, all the AoE.
These ones are in for a walloping!
There we go. Down you go.
Sure.
Breastplates and creases are all smashed or bent beyond further use. Not sure how to pronounce that actually. Owl. These stone slabs have shattered like pottery. Now what all lies within? A heavy bronze suit appears to have been ripped apart. its pieces scattered across the floor. Root engraved copper key.
Let us in! They're coming!
Interesting. As you approach the door, you notice a round depression within the surrounding frame. The molding around the depression is elaborately carved, with a row of foreign symbols lining the topmost edge of the circle. Well, before we do that, let us quick save. At first, the disc does not seem to fit, until it is oriented in a specific way. You hear a quiet clicking of casings as it sinks into place. Nothing appears to happen right away, however. On the disc itself, an arrow-shaped protrusion points north. To seek the White Forge in the north, reach Old Valia in the west, a cold wind from the south, and bore our parents east. You press the disc at as the arrow points south. You feel a satisfying thunk and notice that the dial has sunk a fraction of an inch into the depression. The door is still locked, but this feels like a step in the right direction. At first, nothing seems to happen, but after a few seconds have passed, the disc recedes deeper into the socket. You hear a clunk and a rattle of chains, and the door nearby swings open. The way is clear. Stairways down.
Not a sound.
Another means to continue further into the depths. This ought to be good.
Blasphemy!
Despite the years of weathering, where the helmets of the other armors in the room are plain... Let's see, what's that? Let's see, are plain and lusterless. This one is brighter and more reflective. This armor has been posed bracing behind a broad shield, thick and sturdy as a city gate. A circular depression carved into the stone sits below the relief of the dwarven warrior. The armored-clad figure stands over a defeated enemy. One hole punctures the bottom of the circular depression. Its edges seem worn, as if something has scraped against them. Above the depression, stepping on the corpse of a vanquished foe, a dwarf holds his own helmet, high in sign of victory. Three sigils. So I wonder if there's a sigil that I haven't found yet then. Shh. Let's not touch that yet. Quick save first, then we touch it.
Oh, look at here.
These are Abidon's treasures!
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, just trigger it.
The devil's shell lies against
Here's to a fresh start, Karen.
Whoa, that literally killed her. Okay, good thing I quick saved. Wow, that was brutal. That was quite brutal. Holy crap. So, it seems that there are 3 sigils. The question is, can the third be found somewhere on this level? Presumably so? I guess the question then becomes...
Oh, look at here.
These are Abidon's treasures!
Uh-huh.
course.
Not now, Adair!
Oh man. Well, I think it's time to rest. Whoops.
Zawa's enjoying himself.
Yeah?
Okay, so we need another sigil.
Keeping an eye out.
You profane.
I get the feeling I wasn't supposed to take that. So, I hope this quick save is before I took that. Maybe if I... Yeah, I think the way I'm supposed to play this then is I'm supposed to find all those sigils before I trigger any of that. The sword wielded by this suit of armor is covered in fine detail work, far more intricate than that of the armor itself. Alright then, so here's what we'll do. Clearly, I think there's something more I need over here, so what we'll do is... Yeah, I'm feeling... Yeah, I think I've gotten to the end of my road for tonight, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set my starting point here. What we're gonna do is, if I need to rest, I will. Well, we'll see how things work out. We're gonna check out what's at the end of this minecart. Well, do I want to do that now, or will I have the patience for it? Let's find out. Let's see where this leads. With a shriek of grinding metal, the lever slides into place. The cart gives a mighty shudder, then starts rolling slowly along the track. The minecart moves downhill, and quickly gathers speed. On the next rise, it becomes clear that there is some form of enchantment upon the tracks. The cart loses none of its momentum. After a sharp turn, you find yourself rapidly approaching a fork in the tracks. One track leads left, and another upward and to the right. You notice another lever set along the side of the tracks. The minecart hurls along toward it.
Yeah?
Okay, so... Huh, that worked.
Laying low.
The sigil of the shield. I wonder if I can get anywhere else by...
Hey there.
Okay, so that was what I was supposed to do. That's actually relatively straightforward. Okay, let's go ahead and pop that in there. And if necessary, well, it's tempting to go digging around to see if I can get anything special from that key, because I suspect it may end up holding some value later, but I'd rather not piss off every single spirit in here if I can avoid it. I feel like that would end up causing me more problems in the long term. So first, we'll put these sigils into place. So now, I'm assuming that if I take this, there won't be a problem? Guess we'll find out.
These are Abidan's treasures!
You profane.
Well, gonna stuff to still fight. Alright, we'll use the version, so... Oh dear, Aloth is getting shredded. point of all those is then? What would be the point of all those? Yeah, I think I've reached the end of my rope. I should call it now. I'm getting impatient. So, what was the point of those then?
Sure.
I shall be discreet.
That's what confuses me. I don't know what the point of those were. I don't know, maybe they'll have some significance later. Either way, I better call it there. So, what are we on? So, next week, I don't foresee there being any interruptions next Saturdays. Well, this upcoming Saturday, so I guess I'll see you then. So, at that point, we will explore more of Durgan's Battery and see what all awaits us further down. I have no idea how far down this leads, but for now, we'll see where the road takes us. Until then, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.